Yeah, we shall for we teach Yeah, you didn't come much. Just say you didn't come much, papa. And yeah, and then you say Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Prophet Ezekiel in Supreme Court. What you say? Tina one papa. Prophet Muhammad. Why Prophet Muhammad? Prophet Ezekiel. Prophet Ezekiel in Supreme Court. Again, Prophet Ezekiel in Supreme Court. Ebusuya, ne ho abasem na yebe addressing is so simple. Don't quickly, because we don't just speak. When we speak, we back it with a proof. Okay, right? So now you ever say, "What do you want to be doing?" No, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, no one share video. No obi fufuru so anyedi. No one yem di ashe. Now you go quickly to the case. Ezekiel chapter 14. Ezekiel, the book of prophet Ezekiel, chapter 14, the verse number 7 to 11. Quickly, let's go there. Verse 7 or 6. Whenever one of the Israelites or one of the foreigners who lives in the Israelite community turns away from me and worship idol, and then goes to consult a prophet, I, the Lord, will give him his answer. I will oppose him. I will make an example of him. I will remove him from the communities of my people, so that you will know that I am the Lord. If a prophet is deceived into giving a false answer, it is because I, the Lord, have deceived him. I will remove him from the peoples of Israel. Both the prophet and the one who consults him will get the same punishment. Number one, they say, if a prophet, like if an Israelite or a foreigner, someone who is not an Israelite, if that person turn away from God and worship an idol and come back to consult a prophet, God, the God of the Bible, is saying that he will punish. Number one, he, the God, will deceive the prophet to give wrong answer to the person who is consulting. Now, he will give to the prophet and the sinner the same kind of punishment. So, imagine, I am idol worshiper. I have worshipped idol, and I go to prophet Ezekiel for consultation. God will punish me and God will punish Ezekiel. But the same Ezekiel told us that the one who sins is the one who will suffer. So why now, because of my sin, he, the prophet, is also going to suffer? Ezekiel chapter 18, the verse number 20. Listen to this carefully. Listen to this. It is the one who sins who will die. A son is not to suffer because of his father's sin. Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 20. Listen to this carefully. It is the one who sins who will die. A son is not to suffer because of his father's sin, nor a father because of the sins of his son. A good person will be rewarded for doing good, and an evil person will suffer for the evil he does. Ezekiel chapter 18, the verse number 20, it says, the good person will be rewarded for doing good, and the evil person will be punished for doing wrong. Now the same Ezekiel chapter 14, the same Ezekiel chapter 14, the verse number 7 to 11 is saying that if somebody commit a sin and come to consult an innocent prophet, God will deceive the prophet to give wrong answer to the sinner. At the end of it all, God says He is going to punish the prophet and the one who consult him. Which sin has the prophet committed? Odifo no boni ben waye. So obi ko di boni eno ba edifo ne nchen se odifo makodi boni bi na die na menye ne metimi sachra madwe. Nyankopon se me makoye boni no ena odifo makon nchen no ye nyina obo punish ye nyina pepepe. I am the sinful person. The prophet has not done anything wrong. But the God is saying He's going to punish the two of you equally. And the same Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 20 is saying, the one who sins is the one to suffer. So Ezekiel, what are you telling us? Ezekiel, what are you telling us? That is just number one. This is just number one. So what at all are you telling us? Ezekiel, number one. So Ezekiel chapter 14, the verse number 7 to 11 has contradicted Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 20. Contradiction. That says the Lord. Let's go. The same Ezekiel chapter 14, the verse number 12. Ezekiel 14, verse 12. Listen to this one. The Lord spoke to me, no witness. On one saying, no witness. Yate. The Lord spoke to me, mortal man, He said, if a country sins and is unfaithful to me, I will stretch out my hand and destroy its food supplement or its supplies of food. Again, the Lord spoke to me, mortal man, He said, if a country sins and is unfaithful to me, I will stretch out my hands and destroy its supplies of food. I will send a famine and kill people and animals alike. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12. Or say, or mind be your bonny. And the tear on Yankopon, or better than a son or mine also. Noah cutting the food supply, and He will send famine to the land, killing human beings who sin and animals which are innocent. If it is true that the one who sins is the one to die, why human beings have sins and animals are going to die instead? Yea. May say, if it is true that the one who sins is the one to die, why, if the peoples of Israel have turned against their God, the God will cut their supplies of food, sending famine to the land, killing human beings and animals? Now Ezekiel 18:20 says, the one who sins is the one who will die. Hey, Ezekiel, wait more. Ezekiel, wait more. Who can say and what can say? Changing topics, changing tactics at any moment. That says the Lord. That says the Lord. Now, verse 21. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12. Downwards. The Lord spoke to me, mortal man, He said, if a country sins and is unfaithful to me, I will stretch out my hand and destroy its supplies of food. I will send a famine and kill people and animals alike. Verse 14. even if ahana yenti ni yeba yenti ahana yeba, or say even if those three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were living there, their goodness will save only their own lives. Or say ekobase omai bi eboni etia onu Nyankopon a obese saa omai no empo se nipa miensa we mu, Daniel, Job, and Noah. So when Noah, do you know Noah? Okay. So even if Noah, Daniel, and Job are living in that same in that country, their goodness cannot save other people. Their goodness cannot save their children. But the goodness of Noah, Daniel, and Job will save their own life. Ezekiel, today you are in court, and I'm putting it to you, Ezekiel, that you are a big liar. Ezekiel, you are not any prophet of any God. If the book of Ezekiel is bombed, mercy, or you liar. Or I might bring war on that country and send destructive weapons to wipe out people and animals alike. And even if those three men, they are Noah, Daniel, and Job, and even those three men live there, as surely as I, the sovereign Lord, I am the living God, they will not be able to save even their children, but only their own lives. Ezekiel chapter 14, the verse number 17 downwards says, if a country sins against God and God becomes annoyed and want to destroy that country, the goodness of Job, Daniel, and Noah cannot save their children, but the goodness of Job will save Job himself, the goodness of Daniel will save Daniel himself, and the goodness of Noah and the goodness of Noah will save only Noah. He can't save the children of Noah. Me say Ezekiel, where they are trouble. Ezekiel, ce n'est pas vrai. Ezekiel, it is not true that the goodness of Noah cannot save the children of Noah. Let's check the Bible. Ezekiel, today you are before the Supreme Court. The truth shall set you free. Let me take it for you. Ezekiel 14:17. Or I might bring war on that country and send destructive weapons to wipe out people and animals alike. Number one, animals. And even if those three men, they are Noah, Daniel, and Job, and even if those three men live there, as surely as I am the living God, they will not be able to save even their children, but only their own lives. Mercy, according to the same Bible, this statement is a lie. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 17 to 18. It is a lie, a contradicting Genesis chapter 6. Shari. Genesis chapter 6, the verse number 9 to 10. Genesis chapter 6, verse 9 to 10. Listen. This is the stories of Noah. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Genesis chapter 6, the verse number 9 to 10. This is the stories of Noah. The Noah, Ezekiel is saying that his good deed can't save his children. This is the Noah they are talking about here. So this is the stories of Noah. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah had no fault and was the only good man of his time. In the time of Noah, Noah was the only good man. Not even Shem, Ham, not even Japheth. So in that entire generation, or at that moment, Noah is the only righteous person. And Ezekiel says the good deed of Noah can't save his children. Meaning, just a Noah and Papa ain't me Shem, Ham, and Japheth accepted. Genesis chapter 7, verse 1. The Lord said to Noah, go into the boat with your whole family. The Lord said to Noah, Genesis chapter 7, verse 1. The Lord said to Noah, go into the boat with your whole family. I have found that you are the only one in all the world who does what is right. There is something here. The Lord said to Noah, you, Noah, go into the boat with your entire family, with Shem, Ham, Japheth, and your wives and children. I, God, have found you righteous among all the peoples of the world. So, because of the good deeds of Noah, his children, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, were also what? Saved. And Ezekiel chapter 14, the verse number 17 to 18 is saying, if a country sins against God and God wants to punish the people there, the good deed of Noah can't save the life of his children. Ezekiel, what are you telling me? What are you talking about? Ezekiel, what are you talking about? You see? So Ezekiel, now you are before the Supreme Court and you see, this book written by human being, they use human brain and knowledge, human wisdom to write it, and they make human error. Okay, human being in his own wisdom wanted to create a book, created a religion, created a way of putting people together so that it can be easy to govern. That's why he wrote the book. Now, because they are human beings, they made human error. The Ezekiel chapter 14 alone has contradicted the same Ezekiel chapter 18, because Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 20 says, a son will not suffer the punishment of the father, and the father will not suffer the punishment of the son. Good people will be rewarded for doing good, and the evil people will bear their own punishment. Now, the God is saying that if a country sins against him, he will stretch out his hand and cut the supplies of food of that country. He will send famine into that country, killing human beings and animals alike. The example is in the time of Noah, the flood. Animals. Se nipa ye boni tia Nyankopon o se bia se mmon boni be na waye. Ntuntu boni be na waye tia Nyankopon. Elephant boni be na waye. So the God killed the innocent animal, including the sinful human beings. And Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 20, they say, no, good people will be rewarded for good, and the evil will be punished for doing evil. It's not true. So it is not true. Now, the same Ezekiel chapter 14, the same chapter 14, the verse number 17 to 18, there Ezekiel is saying that if a country sins against God and God wants to destroy the peoples of that country, the good deeds and the good deeds of Noah, Job, and Daniel cannot save their children. The good deed of Noah cannot save their children. And about Genesis chapter 6. Listen to the Genesis chapter 6 again. Your YouTube through Telling Time TV. YouTube. Genesis chapter 6. Ezekiel. And then they will match verse 9 to 10. This is the stories of Noah. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah had no fault. Noah didn't want any Noah. Noah has no fault. And then the book of Job also say, Onipa or Bao and the Ambonio. And the Bible also said, Noah the Boni be no. Job had nothing. In translate, Bible Kasano. Noah had no fault and was the only good man in his time. Noah was the only good man in his time. Chapter 7, verse 1. The Lord said to Noah, go into the boat with your whole family. I have found that you are the only one in all the whole world who does what is right. Nti the oye papa no eye no wankwa na ban kam na Shem onye papa, Ham onye ade papa, na Japheth onye righteous person. But because of the righteousness of Noah, his entire family was saved. And Ezekiel is also saying, no, the righteousness of Noah can't save his children. Which kind of illogic is this? Very logical. Contradiction. So prophet Ezekiel, you and your God are to come again with your affidavit, because the case before the courts will not be judged in your favor. This indeed is a truth-telling time. Ebusuam, yen kasa bebre. Bedamu nyinasi. Ti Ezekiel in Supreme Court. Ezekiel chapter 14 alone. Look at the troubles inside. The Ezekiel chapter 14 has contradicted Genesis chapter 6 and Genesis chapter 7. It has contradicted Ezekiel chapter 18. So Ezekiel is contradicting his own self. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truth telling time. You see, this is what we are to be doing. Yeah, truth telling time. Ezekiel in Supreme Court, prophet Ezekiel before the Supreme Court. Now, Yajeji part 1. Case again, we shall meet again. Ezekiel in Supreme Court part 2. For joining the movement. French version, na muso mufini sawa nyamaye esieko. Truth telling time. Brain at work. Your YouTube channel, Dino and Truth Telling Time TV. You subscribe, na you share videos, no share message to make sure that it goes viral. Prophet Ezekiel before the Supreme Court. Thank you very much. Let's meet again.